two parents, six kids, one dog, a camper named Ruby, and a car named the Beast. Distance learning across the USA and interviewing interesting people we meet along the way. This is the Ruby Road Stage Tour Podcast. Hi, everybody. This is Carmen Ventrucci with another episode of the Ruby Road Stage Tour Podcast, where we interview interesting people we meet while we distance learn in an RV traveling across the USA. I am very excited to introduce my guest today, Mr. Wade Butler. So my husband Drew and I met Wade and his wife Angie at a campground in Houston, Texas. He was our camper neighbor, and he was immediately one of those guys who you're like, this guy is fun. So we hit it off. And after talking to Wade and his wife more, I said, I need to have you on this podcast because you're just one of those fabulous, fascinating people who I really enjoyed meeting on this trip. And it's fulfilling one of the purposes of us going on this trip, meeting fun and fascinating people. So Wade, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, right on. Thanks for having me.
All right. So Wade, as you know, I let my guests decide the topic that we're going to discuss. So what do you want to talk about today?
I guess topic of conversation was, how do I stay so calm?
That is a great topic of conversation. So Wade has only said a few words so far, yet I'm sure all you listeners have realized he has one of those calm, soothing Texas voices. So Wade, this is something I did learn about you a little bit while we were having some fun last weekend. How do you stay so calm, and why is it so important?
You have to stay centered in life. You can't just run wild. You have to stay calm. You have to be focused on what's ahead of you. So, we, as a family, we've been through a bunch, highs, lows, valleys, hills, all that stuff. But when you're when you're at the end of the day, you just think back on the day and you think, yeah, was it that bad? And most of the time, it's not. Even during the worst times, it's not that bad. So you just have to think to yourself, no, they can't get any worse. So that's how we kind of go through life. We just live life at its fullest. We have fun anytime we can, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm sure we'll delve into it a little bit, but that's my philosophy. If you can't live life and have fun, then what's the point?
I love that philosophy. And humans in general, no one in particular, humans in general, we tend to create drama for ourselves. And sometimes we might blow things out of proportion, and sometimes it's not an actual emergency. How do you gauge, like, hey, this is like I need to get excited about something, or no, I can just keep my calm. This is not an actual emergency.
Oh, emergencies are relevant, I guess. One person's emergency may not be another person's emergency. My emergencies, we spoke in depth, a night or two ago, and you learned a little bit about our lives, and you can tell that maybe our emergencies aren't so much emergencies to other people because we've been through so much, and not so much drama or sadness or anything like that. Just we've lived a full life, and you know if you can't have fun doing what you're doing, then why do it? So that's just how we live.
Wonderful. So Wade, you are a fun guy. How do you go about making things fun?
A lot of whiskey. No,
What
it's just
else?
yeah, right.
That might not be the right answer for all the listeners.
Maybe, but you know what? It's not all about that. It's just living in the moment. Just like when I met y'all out here. I was grilling.
Mm.
I just started talking to you and stuff like that, and I'm pretty outgoing. I like to talk to people. I tend to start up just random conversations with
Mm.
people, and you know, having fun is just listen to other people's lives, listen to other people's experiences, experiencing with other people, and living with other people. So, I mean, fun is life.
Fun is life. I like that. I like that. So, Wade, do you want to tell the listeners a little bit of fun we had last weekend? Did you happen to win a prize?
Oh yeah, I want a chili cook-off. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Okay, guys, I gotta tell you, I Drew and I happened somehow, I'm not sure how, we ended up being two of the judges in the six judge panel in a chili cook-off that the campground was holding. So there was about 11 entries in this chili cook-off. We had the tough decision, so hard to eat other people's food and taste it and judge which one was best. And Wade's recipe won the chili cook-off. Well, we were talking more and more about this weekend. Cooking is a big thing for you. You
Oh, I
enjoy
love
food, you enjoy feeding people, you enjoy the process of
it.
making something creative and delicious.
It's more my it's more my calming down process. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know, it's you get home, you wind down. It's not all about drinks. It's not all about sitting and watching TV. Around a fire, around the stove, you know, Angie and I, we feed off each other's ideas all the time, and you know, it's just how I kind of wind down. I like to cook. I spent I spend a lot of time on the road by myself, so I've cooked a lot by myself, and you know, I'm a foodie. I'm a big guy. I like to eat, so food's key. You got to feed the monster. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I was just talking about your personal monster. You got to feed that monster. You got, you know, you'll get hangry
Ah,
if you don't eat.
yep. The hanger is real.
Yeah, it's
The
real. It is
hanger is real. All right.
definitely.
So, where did you learn how to cook?
Uh, I can't give anybody real credit. I mean, whenever my wife and I, Angie and I, got together, she was a cook. You know, I didn't cook them. I grilled. I
Hmm.
burned a lot of meat and I burned a lot of vegetables. You know, we grilled. We ate. You know, when we were younger, we ate really healthy, so that was big to us. So grilled chicken, grilled vegetables, blah blah blah. Right. And then as I got older, you know, I started realizing that I like to taste the food more than just a necessity. You know, I live to eat, not eat to live. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So you know, I learned a few things along the way from my grandma, from my friends' parents, and this and that. You know, I give credit to my Cajun family. They taught me how to cook gumbo and etouffee and you know rabbit and brown gravy. That might not be appealing to some people, but it's very delicious. But after eating some of the food and realizing that you know food's supposed to taste good and you're supposed to have fun cooking it and you're supposed to maybe pass down some recipes one day.
Hmm.
And I started reaching out, you know, I just started branching out and cooking all sorts of food. You know, I cook everything from barbecue brisket to Thai curry. So it doesn't matter. I'll cook it.
Wonderful. That sounds delicious.
So it's very delicious. Yeah, so we have something in common.
Yeah.
Twins.
We both have sets of twin boys, which is a ride all on its own. It's crazy and wonderful and scary at the same time.
Oh yeah, no, it only gets I won't say worse, but you know, worse and better at the same time. All you know, from here on out, you're in for a hell of a roller coaster ride.
Because your boys are 18, I believe. They just graduated high
Great.
school about almost a year ago now. How did you stay calm raising twin boys? I might need to take some notes and pointers from you on this one.
Uh, you sometimes just have to grit your teeth. You know, I'm pretty sure my molars are ground down about half of what they were, but it, I I don't know. I stayed busy with them. You know,
Hmm.
we always kept them active. I coached soccer. I taught them how to rope, taught them how to ride horseback, taught them I taught them how to respect women. You know, that was a big thing for me. So you know, it's just keeping them busy and making sure you teach them right and try not to choke them out every once in a while. You'll be all right.
So, Wade, a little bit ago, you mentioned that you travel around the country right now. And obviously, we met you in a campground. Um, for some people, travel can be calming. For some people, travel might be a big stressor. What does travel do for you, and how do you enjoy it?
Travel isn't that hard with me. I have my wife traveling with me right now, so you know, travel's not that big of a deal. Uh, you know, it's like I said, before it was stressful. You know, I traveled to California, I traveled to New Mexico, West Texas, Colorado, and when I was traveling then, I was by myself, and it was. a lot of early nights, just nothing else to do but go to bed or eat until you go to bed,
Mhm.
put yourself in a food coma or whatever, or, luckily some of the places I've been fortunate to have friends or make friends. And I just try to keep that going, with Angie with me, it's a lot easier. But when I was by myself, yeah, it was a little harder. I had to reach out a little harder. I had to keep myself busy. But my dad did this when I was growing up, and I made myself a promise I wouldn't do it until the boys were around 15, 16, if I had to. And I had to, so I struck out and went on the road and haven't looked back really.
What's your favorite place you've traveled to?
My favorite place I've traveled to,
Mm-hmm.
most people wouldn't say this, but I think my most favorite place I've traveled to would be San Diego, California, La Jolla. It's somewhere I've never been before. It was a whole new culture. You wouldn't think that a cowboy from Texas would say, "Oh, my most favorite place was San Diego, California." But the industry I'm in, the people I met, they were just like me. They were hardworking, blue collar people, and they were normal. So it wasn't that hard. Some of the other people, not so much, but the workers, they were normal people. I happened to have a friend that was out there in Huntington Beach, so I graduated high school with her and was able to hang out with her and her family, so it made it a little easier. So it was a good place. It was fun, beautiful place.
It is beautiful. I've been to that area. We on this trip we were in that area and we loved it.
Yeah,
Just loved
very.
it. So you brought up a good point. You said, some of the people were normal, some not, but most of the people were normal.
Yeah,
And that's something that we've encountered as well. Even though my family and I are traveling across the country right now, we're finding we have more similarities with people than we do differences.
well,
And
we're all human.
we are exactly. We all have emotions. We all have good days. We all have bad days. We all have victories. We all have defeat.
Yep.
And it's really refreshing to see that because sometimes that's not how it's portrayed in the media.
No, 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 it's not. But like I said, I've met all walks of people. I
Mhm.
mean, all walks of people. And if you sit down and talk to most of them, they're just as normal as you are. They're not. They're not bad people per se. Just because someone believes one way or another doesn't make them bad. It just makes them different.
I need to ask you, have you always been this calm?
No,
No?
no, I have not. No, I used to have a huge anxiety problem, and I used to have a temper that was fairly short. I mean, it was really short. And not to say that I've never been in jail. I've never been in trouble with the law or, by any means, but I was always quick to handle up on my own business. But no, I have not been this calm. It took many, many years to hone this down. So I was how do you say it? Uh, I was easy to anger. I was easy to react. But after having kids, after I owned my own business for 15 years. After owning that, being through all that, my wife's had medical issues here and there. Uh, Dealing with that, the kids, life, it just slowly calmed me down. I just sat back and looked at it, and just realized that it's all going to work itself out. And to this point, it has.
So you said over time it kind of you've started to realize that things would work themselves out and you let go of some of the anxiety or frustration that you might have been holding on to. How did you do that though? I mean, besides time, was there anything else at play there?
Nope, just time,
Just time.
just experience.
Hmm.
Life is full of experiences, and if you experience enough of them, you just hang on for the ride after that.
Wonderful. So, Wade, I want you to tell our listeners about your camper. So, for those of you who are only listening, I'll put the link to the YouTube version of this podcast in the show notes. And I want you guys to go see Wade. He is in the full cowboy hat and he is sitting in his lovely camper, which we got a tour of last weekend. And he and his wife, Angie, my goodness, they have this camper decked out to the nines. It is a work of art. Tell me about your camper.
Oh, so I was a home remodeler for during the 15-year stint of my business. That's what I did, was home remodel, home and commercial remodel, and I've always tried to do something different. My wife, Angie, has an eye for just. She has an impeccable eye for decorating and design, and she just doesn't have the means to make her eye come to fruition. So, luckily enough, I work with my hands, and I'm a fourth generation carpenter, and voila. It wasn't working in a space this small isn't that bad. It's actually fun. It's not like working in a house. You get to make certain items really pop, and in a house you just have to make it all pop because your eye just goes everywhere. But in this small of a space, you just
Mhm.
first of all you have to have an impeccable decorator and designer, and that luckily I'm married to one, so other than that, I've done everything in this space or pennies compared to what most people can do, just because I know how to do it.
Mhm. So working with your hands, is that another way you're so calm? Is that calming for you?
Oh, very calming. Everybody call some people say painting's therapy, right? I
Mhm.
hate painting. I really hate to paint. I'm good at it, but I hate it. But woodwork, sanding, I think is my most. You sit there and you just work a piece of wood into what you want. You make it smooth, you make it pretty, you make it flawless. And that's therapy.
Wonderful. So tell me about some of the things you did in this camper for the listeners who aren't looking at it right now.
Well, you can see the ceiling behind me. We put up. I was fortunate enough to come across some stamped material. It's
Mhm.
actually plastic. Looks like metal, but it emulates stamped metal like in the old days,
Mhm.
like an old downtown saloon
Yeah.
store. I've taken all the old wood aspects out of it, the fake wood, and I put up real wood. Uh, Changed, you can see behind me, I've got the cowhide on my cornices,
Mhm.
and the little decorative hooks here and there, and the whole camper is done like that. But it's no one part's the same.
Lovely. I love that, in our being the outsider, being the non-native Texan in this conversation, our observation is that you are a true Texan when you decorate with some form of cowhide in your decor.
Yeah, you gotta have some hide.
You guys got it.
You gotta have some hide.
You got to have some cowhide in there somewhere, and you guys absolutely did it. I know you have an Instagram page where you can see the before and after pictures. What's your Instagram handle?
We are butlers.
We Are Butlers. You guys go check it out. It is a work of art. So, Wade, what advice do you have for the viewers? Like, you have so much life experience. You've owned your own business. You've been roping since you were like walking, from what I can tell. Like life's journey, you've been on life's journey. Life has had some stuff in store for you. What for the viewers and for the listeners who are here right now, what advice can you give them on just how to remain calm and how to keep perspective?
Just live life to the fullest.
Hmm.
Experience all you can. Never say no to an adventure.
I love it. So what adventure are you off to next?
From here, I go just north a little bit, but the big one is I'll be down in far Texas on the border. So that should be pretty adventurous.
It sounds like fun. All right, Wade, thank you so much for being on this show. What is your Instagram handle again?
We are butlers.
We Are Butlers. Any other places people can reach you?
I got a Facebook page, just Wade Butler, but that's it. I'm not much on big social media, no Snapchats, no YouTube channels.
Well, you'll be on mine, so that's
Yeah,
okay. We'll get you there. All right. This is Carmen Ventrucci with another episode of the Ruby Road Stage Tour podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to check us out at therubyroad.com and stay tuned for the next episode as we interview interesting people we meet on our trip across the USA. See you then.
Yeah.
My kids are like playing right over there.
I'm sure I'll see one in the window here in a minute.
Yeah, probably. Awesome. All right. Cheers to a good interview.
You bet. Cheers.
Cheers. Did you get any of the chili?
No, it all got ate.
I think I had 2 helpings. So
When I saw y'all scraping the cups and nobody else's, I thought I pretty much had it in the bag.
oh yeah, that was like the best for last. It was like no contest in my mind. It was between you were number 11 and number 6. Number 6 was my favorite, and then I had yours.
Nice.
Because number 6 had the shredded meat. I liked the shredded meat.
Yeah. Well, Drew's gonna be upset because this weekend, Super Bowl weekend, I cooked gumbo. So.
Oh yeah, he will be upset. He loves gumbo.
I
I was just in the grocery store before this, and I shouldn't be amazed. I was amazed at how much Cajun food, like there was a Cajun food aisle
Oh yeah, no,
in New Orleans, which makes sense.
But it's a whole other ethnicity down there.
Oh yeah. I'm like, where are the tortillas? Oh, way back there.
yeah. It's Cajun up front because that's what
Cajun
everybody.
up front. They had the Cajun section up front. They had crawfish and everything.
Beignets are the way to go.
Oh, those were so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We used to have them every Sunday morning.
Just like get each kid their own order. Just you guys will eat this.
You got yours. Well, I have mine.
$50 of beignets, please.
You bet. That's a lot of beignets.
It is a lot of beignets. We'll eat them. There's another one.
Isn't that what y'all call the feral child?
Yeah, that's the feral child.
She has clothes on. That's a plus.
Yeah, she's not running her pull up right now.
Right.
I tried to brush her hair this morning. She almost bit my head off.
You know what we always found when we were in Louisiana?
Mm-hmm.
Usually when the kids find the kids, the older kids take care of the younger kids, and they just run around and do their thing. You know, every crawfish bowl we ever went to, every party, everything. You kids, you get out of the truck, the kids run to the other kids, and you don't have to worry about them until the next day.
Yeah. There's actually another family here that we met in San Antonio who's also from Minnesota. So all of a sudden, one of my kids like running across the campground going, Piper! And like she's hugging this person. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know them.
There's one.
There's Dominic. Even when you think you're safe in your car, your kids still find you. Hi. You want to say hi? Here, move. We'll let him say hi real quick, then he'll go away.
You bet.
Want to say hi to Wade? Remember Wade?
Oh, Wade.
Oh, Wade.
Hi, Wade.
How's it going, buddy?
He asks, how's it going?
It's going really good.
You like New Orleans?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
Bye. Hey guys, thanks for joining us on this episode of The Ruby Road. Make sure to click that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and just leave a thumbs up. Share it with your family and friends. Be part of our adventure. See you in the next